It was lovely. Why did you choose that song? Because it's quite an emotive song, I think.
Because the lyrics make me laugh.
Which particular lyrics were you talking about?
You maggot, you did.
Yeah, I thought so. Josie, I've said that you're Miss Josie Gibson for the time being, but of course you're with a certain Mr. John James Parton.
Parton, yeah. Like Dolly Parton.
And is there any wedding bells on the card? I've got to ask that question because everyone wants to know.
Not just yet. He's just my boyfriend for the time being. Plus, Josie Gibson sounds a lot better than Josie Parton, doesn't it? Say yes, Josie, yes.
So the relationship now, is it very similar to what it was like in the house?
It was almost exactly the same, apart from, obviously, we don't have to hide under the covers anymore.
Mm-hmm. And what is it like being in the public eye in such a public relationship?
I forget that we are actually in the public eye. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't really get to me because I just totally forget about it.
You've done lots of things though since you've been in the house, which would I suppose put you more in the public eye. You guys have done a TV programme as well.
I know, yeah, we did a 1 hour documentary with Channel 5. But to be honest, I'm so oblivious and I'm in my own little world that you don't think, well, I don't think about things. So I just go along with the flow,
And how did the Channel 5 show come about?
The Channel 5 show come about with, our agents put it to us, and then we were like, okay, so then we just went along with it, and then they put it all together, but I only forgot to put a bra on when I was dancing around the front living room when I was working out, and my babbers were shaking all around the front living room, so I was a bit cringing when I was watching it, I gotta admit.
And how does it feel to know that, particularly with Big Brother anyway, it was getting shown across the force world, so in places like Afghanistan, the Falkland Islands and Gibraltar?
Well, I only found out today. I wouldn't have thought that they would have been watching it out in all those countries. It's mental, isn't it? It's actually amazing. But yeah, if you don't know me, I'm Josie Gibson. I went on Big Brother. But if you do know me, it's lovely to actually be speaking to you across the Broadways today.
And I've got to ask you as well, who did you really, really not like in the house?
I probably didn't like Kiva very much.
It's like something that you thought of. Probably didn't like Kiva. Why didn't you like Kiva?
I just think she's a bit two-faced and, I told her I liked John. She made a beeline for him, didn't she? So, yeah, don't like girls like that, tell you.
When did she do this?
In the house, and after the house.
Oh,
yeah.
So you're not in contact with her?
No, and I'm not too keen on Iffy either.
Oh, why?
Because I thought we got on alright, and then she was saying horrible stuff about me to our Jave, so yeah, not too keen on her.
And another person I suppose I've got to ask you about as well is Rachel, Big Brother Beyonce.
Oh yeah, because we both met her, didn't we, in our audition?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did meet her, and you know, it was an absolutely stunning girl. Yeah. I went into the house and made a little bit of a beeline for John James.
Oh.
So there's a little bit of unrequited love. Is she coming around for Christmas dinner tomorrow?
I don't think John James would be too happy about that one. So that'd be a no, Jess, that one.
Flat no, okay. So who will be cooking Christmas dinner?
No one.
No one?
Oh no, sorry, yeah, they will. What am I talking about? My Auntie Kay will probably cook Christmas dinner. Mm-hmm. So yeah, she's like the mother hen, so yeah, hopefully she cooks Christmas dinner. Bit of a hint, Kay, if you're listening.
And will this be John James's first Christmas in the UK, as it were?
No, he's actually going back to see his mum for Christmas, so he's spending Christmas with his mum, and I'm going to spend Christmas with my family. Everybody said, oh, isn't it a bit weird that you're not spending Christmas together, but I don't think it is.
Now let's talk about your second song that you've chosen, a little bit of Cliff Richard, Mistletoe and Wine. Why did you choose that song?
I've chosen Mistletoe and Wine, Cliff Richard, because I always wanted Cliff Richard to get with my mum. So I've chosen a bit of Cliff Richard, and if you're out there, Cliff, my mum's a lovely woman, and I'd love her to be with a man like you.
I think he listens to BFBS, to be honest.
Brilliant. Cliff, she's all right.
Does he have to get down to the southwest of England now?
I'm willing to drive her up for Cliff.
Brilliant. It is BFBS, your Forces station. Jessie with our very special Christmas guest, Josie Gibson, winner of this year's Big Brother.
Oh.
Anna with Only Girl in the World, and the only girl in the world to win this year's Big Brother was Josie Gibson.
Oh, hello, Jess. Hello. Woo.
Are you enjoying the music?
Loving it, yeah. Really loving it.
Do you like Rihanna?
do you know what? I'm not really a fan of Rihanna, but I like that song.
Were you watching, as a person who's been in that kind of whole reality TV program, were you watching this year's X Factor?
I have been watching this year's X Factor. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Who were you wanting to win?
Rebecca.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love her, yeah. I would seriously, I love Matt as well, don't get me wrong, but I would seriously go out tomorrow and buy Rebecca's album. I think she's amazing.
And if you were to give Matt any advice, because obviously he has won that competition and you won Big Brother, what advice would you give him? I suspect it's been a massive whirlwind for you.
Oh, well, Matt's probably a lot bigger fish than I was, but just enjoy every single second of it. Because, well, probably Matt's career out of it will probably last a lot longer than I ever will.
I mean, what would you like to do in the future?
Well, I tried my hand at a bit of presenting, so I went on a presenting course. But it's really hard. I didn't realise how hard it'd be. So I got that in my back burner. But hopefully, somebody employs me soon. Because you'll see me at the job centre. Yeah.
Well, you have done a lot of stuff, as you say, since you have left the house. And I was reading on the internet that you are now smelling a little bit lovelier.
Oh, yeah. What, with a little bit of Josie? Yeah. I bought out a perfume, haven't I?
Wow.
I'm not being funny. I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but it smells super lush.
What does it smell of?
Well, I would say, in my own words, now they'll give me all these technical words to say, but in my own words, I would say it smells a little bit of citrusy, raspberry, hint of vanilla, with a bit of musk on top.
And were you involved in the smelling process, as it were?
Yeah, and I took old Johnny James down with me, and we went to the perfume factory, and so we put it all together. We designed the packaging. We were involved in it all the way through. It's brilliant.
That is amazing. Your own perfume.
I know. When I first come through, after they'd the first ever edition, it come through, and I just put it on the side, and John James said, "What are you doing?" And I was sat there for about half an hour just looking at my own perfume.